Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true
the city
God.
sing?
Back
I
with you
am
with the
not
next video
grumpy.
in my
Scowl on your face,
Baldur's Gate
frightened
3
troll.
playthrough. Today, we're
You're
going
an
to pick
idiot.
back up where we left off from last week where we talked with Kaga and Nettie, and now we're going to go ahead and look to save the refugees. So we'll start by talking to Zevlor.
You're gonna be sorry.
How long do you think we've got before the goblins come?
Where is Zevlor? I thought he was right there. He's over here.
What I do for some salt.
He's through here. Okay. Let's first talk with Tilsis if we can.
You're the one who helped at the gate. Glad to have another sword. We might need it.
Thanks, Tilsis. I'm glad you're here also. Now for Zevlor.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child. If the druids are this far gone, then it's not just goblins we have to fear. So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it?
We could either say, I'm not here to advise you, I'm here to make sure you leave, or best of luck with that. This has nothing to do with me, or you have to resist, or can you delay the ritual, or leaving the grove is the best option. I can help. We could say, I want to go ahead and just look something up here, which is, if we leave the grove, are we welcome back to it? That's basically like the question. Interesting. Well, we can say leaving the grove's the best option. I can help.
It's good of you to offer, but there's a whole army of goblins out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly.
Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter.
It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task.
Alright, so we can say from here, I'm not interested. You'll go now, as Kaga says, or I'll force you. Or, this isn't my problem. Or, that depends, can you pay me? Or, kill the goblin horde's leaders. I'll see what I can do.
Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
Alright.
Commander!
So, looking at it here, we have a few options. We can travel to the goblin camp,
And did.
which is the
Avernus
next option.
changed
So first we'll do that.
Best we get used to that.
Yes. Zevlor.
himself for a good while after this.
Okay, so a few options here. That's Karlak over there.
Don't you lie to me, boy. I know you have it.
Touch me and I'll bite your fingers off. I
Here
will.
is hunt down Karlak. Here is Halsin. So we can travel to the camp and investigate the temple, defeat the goblin, search for Halsin. So all of that, I think, should come after the Blade of Frontiers, as well as finding the Githyanki Crest. So that's what we'll do. So for this, before we start the this Githyanki Crest, what we'll do is we need Lysel, right? So
Give it back, kid.
I already told you I don't.
So let's go to the camp first. Let's get Astarion off of our party and bring Lysel onto the party. And if Astarion has any items, we'll just grab them. Just so he has some thieves tools, right? So we'll grab them. Of course, these tools will be cool, but we do need the, I do believe we need Lysel, so. Okay. So let's ask Astarion.
What do you need now?
I need you to stay here at the camp for a while.
Oh, darling, I'm hurt. I thought we had something special. I guess I'll spend my evenings lounging here while you do all the hard work. It sounds awful.
Okay. So now let's go get Lysel. I'm actually thinking a long rest might not hurt.
The Githyanki people have a word for men like the Blade of Frontiers. Shalak. Roughly translated, idealist do-gooder. Or better yet, benevolent burden. His confidence is an asset. His pursuit of valor, not so much.
We could say, you look so unusual. Are Githyanki rare in this part? Or Githyanki are rare in this part?
I expect I am your first.
We'll say, I've crossed paths with Githyanki before, or I know of Githyanki, but I've never met one.
Of course you haven't. They would have cut you from navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
We'll say, as if your upturned bat snout is better, or really, thanks for noticing, or come on now, it isn't that large. Or we can be silent in the face of her goading.
Yes, best to keep quiet, lest any drivel leak from your lips. No matter. I do not intend to stay long in this place.
We'll say, do you know much about mind flayers?
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
We can say, do you know what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore, and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
We'll say, that's not going to happen. We will find a cure.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
We'll say, you're worried we haven't changed? This is good news.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
We'll say, are you sure a creche is our only path to a cure?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a safest purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir Library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
We'll say, you could either say total understanding, absolute nonsense, or books are fallible, as are those who write them. Or what we will say, which is, that kind of wisdom is very valuable.
Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities.
We'll say, I'd like you to join me.
It is done.
Now we need to level up Lizelle. And also, let's extract her camp pack. It's super valuable. So she's a fighter. She gets action surge, that's really good. Specialization available. She gets a Githyanki psionics jump. So triple a creature's jumping distance, that's pretty cool. And then here, subclass, we could pick Battle Master, which is Battle Masters are paragons of tactical superiority, combining combat maneuvers and experience in the field to dominate every fight. So that gives us a superiority dice. Your superiority dice are d8s, you have 4. At fighter level 10, these dice become d10s. They fuel your Battle Master maneuvers and are expended upon use. You regain expended superiority dice after a short or long rest. Eldritch Knight. Eldritch Knights study magic to supplement their weaponry, allowing them to overcome resistance from the toughest foes. Or Champion. You approach the complex problems posed by combat with one distinctively effective solution. You hit those problems really quite hard. Improved critical hit. The number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. This effect can stack. We will go with Battle Master. Then Maneuver. Maneuvers are powerful attacks that use superiority dice. So I have no idea what these are, so let's read about them. Commander Strike. Spend an action and a reaction to direct an ally to strike a foe. The ally immediately uses their reaction to make a weapon attack. Disarming Attack. Spend a superiority die to make an attack that deals an additional 1d8 damage, and possibly forces the target to drop the weapons they are holding. Distracting Strike. Distract your target, giving your allies advantage on their next attack roll against the target. Evasive Footwork. You can evade attacks by imposing disadvantage on melee attacks against you for a round. Feinting Attack. You can use both your action and bonus action on a turn to attack a target with advantage and deal an additional 1d8 damage. That's pretty good, and so is Evasive Footwork. Goading Attack. Deal an additional 1d8 and attempt to goad the target into attacking you. Target receives disadvantage on attacking any other creature. This is incredible. Maneuvering Attack. Because she has a taunt, she has additional 1d8 damage, or she can completely just get evasion in place. So next she has maneuvering attack. Spend a superiority die to make an attack that deals an additional 1d8 damage. On hit, select which friendly creature will gain half its movement speed. It will not provoke attacks of opportunity. Maneuvering attack, okay. Okay. Menacing attack. Spend a superiority die to make an attack that deals an additional 1d, possibly frightens. Precision. You can spend a superiority die to add it to the result to an attack roll. Okay, that's pretty useful actually. Instead of evasive footwork, precision is more aggressive. Pushing attack. Spend a superiority no. Rally. Expend a superiority die to grant an ally 8 temporary hit points, bolstering their resolve. Rally is pretty freaking good, I'm not gonna lie, so, because that gives a little bit of healing, right? Wow, yeah, definitely. Goading is pretty good. Fainting for rally, I like that. Riposte. When a hostile creature misses you with a melee attack, expend a superiority to retaliate. That is pretty good. Sweeping attack. Swing your weapon in a rapid sweeping arc to attack multiple enemies at once. Roll your superiority die for damage. Trip attack. No, we'll go with these three. That's excellent. Let's go. Excellent. Just to be safe, what I want to do now is I was thinking we get a long rest here before we head off on Karlax, on the mission, excuse me. Because you see, the next thing we want to do is we want to complete the Crush quest, which is very close in the Emerald Grove, if you recall. So, because we want to complete the Zoro quest, the Get Yankee Warrior, that is what we're going to do next. And for that reason, we will go ahead and get a long rest, just in the event it'll be very difficult. And we have a bunch of supplies, so let's go ahead and long rest for now. Alright, here goes. So we can talk with a bunch of people here. So the first person we want to talk with is Shadowheart, because she will be Brockshield's love interest, so we want to talk with her first. And there she is, looking beautiful as ever.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do. The sooner we find the Druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
We could either say, you know, this could be our last night together, or how are you feeling, or so what will come next for you once this is all over? I think we'll go with this one.
I hadn't thought of that. What do you have in mind?
We could either Illithid wisdom, is she serious? Probe her thoughts using your shared connection, or just an observation, or how about a few songs around the fire with the others, or probably wise to get some rest, or what I will say, which is, we could find somewhere discreet right now, away from the camp.
Brambles on bearskin aren't as fun in practice, I'm afraid. Besides, I can't afford to tire you out. We still have work to do. Rest well.
So we shot our shot there with Shadowheart. It didn't go well, but she doesn't seem to have taken it any which way, so we'll approach her again in the future. Now we'll talk again with everybody else in the camp for now.
You know, I've been thinking, reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. When we find the Druid, will he know how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over?
We can say, what, will you miss me? Or, probably, once the worm is gone, I'm going my own way. Or what we will say, which is, it doesn't have to be. We can still travel together.
Good. I don't want you to run off just yet. You're quite the ally, after all. Traversing Avernus, surviving the crash, surviving everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
We could say, I thought you didn't like me. Or, true, I am pretty impressive. Or, I'm just trying to survive like you. Or, I have many talents if you want to explore them. Jesus Christ. Or, you're too close. So we're definitely not going with 4, as Brockshield is straight. Instead, we'll go with, I'm just trying to survive like you.
Yes, we're more similar than I thought.
We'll just go ahead and say, are you feeling alright?
Oh, I was leagues away. I just need to get some air, clear my head. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
We'll say, Faerun isn't so bad. Give it a chance, or, you want to do battle up where? Or, what we will say, which is, what do you mean by the tears?
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. Clear.
We'll say, it must be quite a shock to leave your crush behind and arrive here. Or we'll say, are all Githyanki from the tears?
Your curiosity is to be commended. Githyanki are hatched in creches all throughout realm space. Clear is one of many. It's there I first saw a Kithrak mount a red dragon. Where I slit my cousins' throats at the Vaj's command. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
We'll now talk with Will.
A tingle runs through your head and down to your feet.
Ah, there it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel?
We could say, confident. No tiny tadpole will be getting the best of me.
Courage in danger's shadow. I love to see it. But shouldn't the shadow have crept closer? Gone darker by now? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a hot flash.
We could say, we could probably dig up some poison mushrooms if you're that keen to be sick. Or, it makes no sense, I know, why haven't we turned? Or, something special about us, or at least about our tadpoles. We'll say, we'll go with the second one.
Perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out. Let's get some rest. Dawn comes sooner than we think.
Thanks, Will.
What's on your mind?
We could either say, I need you to remember... Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. We could say, I was wondering, that condition of yours, why does it require magic?
Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
We'll say, I think I have a magical artifact you'll be interested in.
Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer.
Thanks, Gil. So with that, we'll go ahead and get some rest, because we're heading out in the morning to find that fresh. And now that we're here in the morning, we're going to go ahead and leave camp and return to our adventure. Alright, and so here's where I'll go ahead and save the game, and you guessed it, in next week's video, that's where we'll go ahead and pick up here with talking to Zoro here and starting the quest to find the Get Yankee fresh. And so that I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. Like to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.